What's up, guys? I'm Max Regetnig, and we're here at Raptors Knoll Disc Golf Park in Langley, BC. Technically still part of the greater Vancouver area and virtually on the US border. We're going to be playing the front 9 of the gold layout here. They have a really complete package with 2 pin positions and 3 tees on almost every hole, which nicely accommodates all skill levels. This is a par 64, relatively open park-style course. They've done a brilliant job of maximizing the space on the property. Even though most of the holes are pretty close together, you never get that claustrophobic feel on the course. I think they've done a great job with the OB and hazard to keep you honest on every hole, but I can understand if it's not everybody's cup of tea. This course was rated number 19 on the 2021 UDisc World Course Rankings, and behind Hillcrest Farms and PEI. It's definitely a must-play in Canada. Alright, hole 1, it's in the B position here, 610 feet, 186 meters, OB lining the fairway. You want to get your drive maybe 300-400 feet up the fairway, up to where the fairway plateaus, so you can set up a downhill approach down to the pin. Throwing a S-line DD3 here, a little turnover, flirting with the trees on the right a little bit, but ending up in perfect position. Ended up with maybe 180 feet left, D-line P2, gave it a run for the eagle, but sailed past to the circle's edge. And a nice 30-35 footer for birdie to start off the round. Hole 2, another par 4, 444 feet, 135 meters. You need to lay up on the path here, or challenge the OB and penetrate through the gap at about 320 feet. To set up an easier upshot. I'm opting for the forehand here, glow C-line PD2, got a nice stand up and ride on this one, right through the gap. Got maybe 80-90 feet left, but a lot of trees to navigate. Went with a Sky God 3 to get a little fade at the end of the flight. Can definitely get some tricky stances here with trees pretty close to the basket, but come away with a birdie. Hole 3, one of the more shorter, more technical par 3s on the course. In the A position, 217 feet, 66 meters. This tee doubles as the blue and gold layout. A bit of a poke and hope hole. A lot of trees you don't see once you get around the corner. I'm throwing a more overstable Sky God 3 here. Sawing it off, but luckily finding the inside gap straight to the basket. Hole 4, a little uphill shot up to the A position, 269 feet, 82 meters. This tee also doubles as the blue and gold layout. There are 2 gaps off the tee, but the left gap looks to be the bigger and more obvious choice. Prototype C-line MD3 through the left gap on a bit of an anhyzer, and it pans out as it gets up to the basket. Another tap-in birdie. Hole 5, one of 2 par 5s on the course. We're going to the 8 position, 825 feet, 251 meters. OB on the left, but shouldn't really come into play. You can bite off quite a bit off the tee, as it is a little downhill, but you risk getting caught out of position and maybe with an awkward downhill lie. So I see a lot of people laying up short of the downward slope. I chose to do just that with my straighter Sky God 3 and try to land it up to the right of the red tee pad. Might have wanted to finish a little more right to open up the gap, but any more distance than this and you're risking an awkward downhill approach. Throwing a pretty straight lone howl 2 on a flip up hyzer to try to keep it as straight as possible through the gap but still have the finish, but ended up catching the last tree on the right. You need to be about 40 to 50 feet off to the right to open up the gap. I got caught in a little awkward spot here. You can roll the dice and try to get through the trees on the left, but I figured the spike over the top would give me a better chance at getting a putt. This worked out really well with the splice over the top, the spikes right by the basket. Hole 6, par 4 in the B position, 470 feet, 143 meters. Really only have one choice off the tee. Placement shot moving basically as far left as possible to open up the upshot, moving left to right. Throwing my overstable Sky God 3 here. Didn't quite get it moving left as far as I hoped, maybe a little more hyzer out of the hand. Ended up short of the main gap, but opened up this shortcut over the OB ravine. Didn't quite shape up for a normal hyzer, so I opted for the grenade with his Neo Splice. A really good result, spiking right by the basket, and a tap-in birdie. Hole 7, pretty straightforward par 3, not much in the way. Going to the B position, 324 feet, 99 meters. OB along the right side, wrapping around the basket, and the hazard zone to the left of the basket makes it a lot more technically demanding of a shot. Prototype C-Line MD3, a little turnover, challenging the right side OB, drifting back just outside the circle. Pretty suboptimal, putting straight at the hazard zone behind the basket, 10-15 feet. Gave it a little half-hearted run, but stay in bounds. First real mistake of the round, and a tap in for the par. Hole 8 is definitely one of the signature holes on the course, with a beautifully built up putting green and the mountain backdrop. 264 feet, 80 meters. Safe play is long on this hole, as there's hazard short left and short right. Throwing my Sky God 3 here, kind of on a straight stalling shot, and checks up right by the basket. Hole 9, I believe this is an alternate pin position, basically in line with the A pin position, but maybe a shy shorter than the B position. So maybe 320 feet, 97 meters, a pretty stock straight shot that finishes a little bit to the right. Throwing a C-Line FT2 here on a little hyzer stand up, and finishes a little early right. Ended up with a shorter putt than I thought, and end the front 9 with another birdie. Really wish I could have filmed the hole 18 in one go. After birdieing 8 of the front 9, was gearing up for a great round. Hope to show you guys the back 9 soon, as well as a lot more content throughout the 2022 touring season.